What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kickin with Kachi, powered by the DC Voice. I'm your host, Costa Analyst, and today, we got legendary, longtime music producer, Spaceship Shad. Spaceship, what's going on, my boy? And thank you for coming and kicking with me, man.
I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you.
And obviously, you know what I'm saying, like DMV native. Thank you for coming on the DC Voice. It's always good to have an individual that's doing big things coming out their hometown. I went to Howard, so the DMV also has a very special place in my heart.
Okay.
And I think that's definitely where I want to start. You know, 8 years in the game since I think about 2014, 2015. You've been
hmm
really going at it. You know what I'm saying? Almost a decade in the game. Was the influence the go-go music? How has the environment that you grew up in kind of shaped and formulated the path that you're now taking today as a producer?
Um, I'll say probably everything, honestly. I mean, the city, the culture. My father damn near 70. So
Mm-hmm.
me being 28, there's you know what I'm saying, a big differentiating line. So I got a lot of OGs, a lot of uncles, and just growing up listening to Parliament Funkadelics, EU, different
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, and then also mixing in the rare essence and the CCBs and you know what I'm saying, cultivating both of those lanes, and then as well as growing up in the church. So
Right, right.
I'm saying once you kind of get that solidification to understand music, I really started off playing football, so music wasn't really like the go-to, but
Mm-hmm.
that became, you know what I'm saying, the one eventually once some time going, I eventually talk about that. But yeah, that's pretty much the influences. I think all three of those is the musical background, parenting, and just how I came up, and then of course, you know what I'm saying, the influence of the city.
And what was it like those early days of you making beats? You know what I'm saying? Like I know back when I had friends that was starting out their music careers, it was in the closet, sock
Right,
over the
right.
microphone,
Yeah,
cracked FL Studios. What was your setup like?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying
Okay,
when you were first starting out?
so when I first started, I started on my phone. I started on
You know,
FL
on
Mobile.
the yeah.
I started on FL Mobile. I was in high school. I think my junior year, I think it was my junior year. I started on FL Mobile, and I don't know what it was, bro. Like I think that year, Jeezy was kind of like taking over shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like he really had things on lock. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like I feel like I could make beats like this. So at that time, I started looking up little producers, like who made this beat, just being interested, finding out Shawty Red or da da da. And I'm like, all right,
Mm.
bet. And then in the midst of like playing ball on the side, I'm like making the beats and stuff. And the homies also like hating, like,
Yeah,
why
in the
you niggas
locker
trying to make
room.
beats on the da da da? And I'm like, nah, bro. Like I think I could do this. Then I had a few homies that was like, nah, bro, these joints actually sound all right. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, that went into me just sticking with FL and getting my laptop. And that little setup ended up becoming from, I guess, after high school. Okay, so I say this. What transitioned into me actually having my own setup from actually having a mobile was me actually having an encounter in high school with one of my homegirls I was in a photography class with, and her dude at the time that she was with was on FL making beats.
Oh
And I
wow,
heard it,
okay.
I'm like, yo, I know that metronome. I'm like, you using
Right,
FL?
right.
He like, yeah. So I don't know if you're familiar with Karan's music, but he
Yeah,
from the
right.
city as well. He was
Yeah,
signed to
you've
a
been on a
record.
lot of his music as well. Yeah, right.
Right. So me and him, he kind of inspired me more to be like, all right, you know what? Let me get the laptop because I started sending him beats and he like, bro, nah, this hard. That's when I kind of started taking shit serious. Got my
Hmm.
little speakers, got the little, you know what I'm saying? Just a little
Right,
basic little
right.
setup, the hole in the wall type of situation. So that's how we rocked out on that.
And then now, you know what I'm saying, you home base DMV, but flying between LA, Atlanta, doing your big thing. You know, obviously, kudos and congratulations, skinning the game, and definitely fruition of a lot of your dreams and hard work.
I
So,
appreciate
how
that.
did what's the experience now? And now being in front of this massive amounts of soundboards, you're in a studio now. You actually have the space to really let loose and get wild. What how has that been kind of treating you? I guess to transition from starting out of the little hole in the wall.
Um, it's a sense of gratitude that you have for the basic. Because even right now, like my setup is not as big as I wanted in my personal house, but I understand. the basics more. So it's like, for instance, because I guess I feel like I came up in the business a little bit different than everybody else. Even as a young and coming up into this game, I never was really interested in just giving my beats out. I always kind of
Right.
planned, you know what I'm saying? Which is reasons why I floated around and moved around so much. So because of that, it was just one of them things where if I went into the big studio, that aspect of the studio that I was in never made me feel like, oh, bro, I need to get this one. It was like,
Right,
oh,
right, right.
I know I'm supposed to be here. So let me, you know what I'm saying? And then the little small things of understanding the engineering and things of that nature come behind it. And it's like, oh, all right, bet. So if I do this on X, Y, and Z, by the time I get back to this big, my shit should be, you know what I'm
Right,
saying,
right,
punching.
right, right.
So it kind of all just hand in hand inspired me to be like, whether big or small, I understand what the mission is. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everything. So it's just a gratitude thing at that point.
And then making your music, right? Like I said, almost a decade in the game, there has to be, I hope, is there like a Easter egg? Is there something that I should be looking out for in the tunes? I know Pharrell got the 4 count. I know Metro got the string orchestra is always coming. I need to know if there's something for the fans that they need to perk their ears up a little bit too.
I mean, okay, so I mean, I've been getting in on the sync licensing thing a little bit. I guess for the city, as far as the city is concerned, the biggest thing that I feel like I got coming towards everybody ways, man, Life Show got some stuff coming. So, you know what I'm saying? Man, Show gonna put something together. We already been working. When I was out there, hey, we was, you know what I'm saying, cooking up. Even when I'm back and forth, it's just like we lock in. So I think it's gonna be sneaky because the type of lane that we got going, ain't nobody gonna be really expecting it. That I ain't gonna say too much on it, but I know Show definitely got, yeah, he got something for their ass for sure.
And then obviously, right, people, think of music production and they very well, gravitate towards the music aspect of
Mm-hmm.
like the music production of like making music for rappers or singers or whatever have you. But a lot of them don't into the realm of television, right? As
Right.
you have as well with Tyler Perry's sisters as well as All American. First of all, it's just all black around, so
Right.
I'm loving it all. Congratulations to you as
Yeah.
well. What was the experience like in kind of putting yourself in position to get those placements and obviously explain what a placement would be for the lack thereof of those that are knowledgeable of
Gotcha.
music production.
Okay, so I'll start with the placement aspect. You got different types of placement aspect. This is just my how I express it. This may not be fully fact because I don't want people, oh,
Right, right.
yeah. This is just how I see it. When it comes down to placements, you got different type of placements. You can get the sync placements, which is, you know what I'm saying, for TVs, movies, uh,
Mm-hmm.
little ads, things of that nature. And then you also have your music, your regular music placements where, you work with a publishing company or you work with a label or artist directly and y'all handle that type of business. So with the sync licensing aspect, I kind of floated into that. I always wanted to get into the aspect of making beats for video games
Oh
because
wow, yeah, nice.
outside of making music, I'd be nice with the sticks for Madden. So I
Yeah, you
always,
get.
you know
Hold
what
on,
I'm
you got
saying?
2K. Hold on, you got 2K.
Or 2K, a little bit of 2K,
I,
but
if you
my
got
part I'm cool
23,
with. You know
you
what I'm
got
saying?
23. You got a PSN. I need to get that on
I
the
got
on the side
you.
of that. I
But
need that.
yeah, so just those little aspects. I always was inspired by that. Um, and I mean, I gotta give it to my family at Vault with Jake and Imani Matthews. She has a company, a sync licensing company, Blaze United. So they was responsible for my Tyler Perry sisters situation. They pretty much, home base as well, but Imani is also in LA as well. So I've been doing a lot of different little stuff with them. And it's been going real well because with those type of situations, when you work with people who need libraries or things of that nature, you get paid up front, but you have more of an opportunity to have your songs or your beat, either or, to go to multiple TV shows,
Right,
that
right,
companies,
right.
and that, you know what I'm saying, that network. So that helps out. But then on the opposite side, shout out to my boy Malik Elijah. We ended up having a song that did pretty well. It's called Some Things I Hate. My bad. And trying to think how did that situation come about? I think my boy just had he had a play. You know what I'm saying? He had a play,
Right.
and somebody just hit him off some like, yo, like we let a song, da da da. He just like Shad, like, what's up? I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
no
right.
question. You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of it, since then, now that I'm starting to understand the format, I've been able to understand different publications and you know what I'm saying, reach out to different people that's in the industry now to start to really see the difference between the two. And in reality, you don't necessarily have to make things that's a jingle, you know what I'm saying, to get
Right.
placement. You can make things that you love, and if it fits that vibe or whatever's going on for that movie scene or for that TV show or for the script, it can go like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's how that came about.
And I would say you're moving between opposite ends of the coast, right? Like
Yeah.
what is it? Are you traveling constantly? Are you living in both places? Are you home based one place? And how's that kind of affecting positively, I hope, the work and the
Yeah.
craft?
Okay. So I mean I have my quiet periods. Because it's, I feel like especially at 28 now, I'm not old, but you get to a point where you kind of need that space to just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, reserve yourself. So most of the time I'll end up coming home for that aspect. And then when I need to do my business or things of that nature, I'm out LA. That's why I make, my place because that's like my second home.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta, I'm more so starting to get acquainted with that. Just been living out there for like the last year, and I'm picking up the pace of how the A move. As long
Mm-hmm.
as you know what I'm saying, you moving with a steady motion and you understanding the music aspect of it. What I try to tell people, especially from this city, is just side note, is understand the difference between the music and the music business.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I feel like even for me, how I came into the game, like I kind of came in from the inside out, if that makes sense. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people got to clown to get into the rooms,
Right.
but I kind of like slid in the rooms and then got the information to kind of come back out to be like, hey, bro, this was done. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
understanding that is kind of like at a certain time, whatever the case may be, there's periods. You know what I'm saying? The labels is open at X, Y, and Z, depending on if you're an A&R manager or artist. These are the times that you need to find out where you need to be to go talk some business. This is
Right.
the city you need to be in when X, Y, Z is finna pop up. I can't give all the juice away, but that's what everybody else
Mm-hmm.
do their research on because I done did mine. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's where the hustle come from. It's still a business. And that's what I started to understand versus getting too hooked up on, oh, I need to be in LA because I love living here. This is my second home. It's like certain times you might not need to be here. You might need to be in Atlanta this week, this month for X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? To put yourself into a position. So that's kind of like how I, you know what I'm saying, try to do my business, either whether I'm living there or not. I even be out Florida. So, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it just depends on what I got going on, what the vibe is, and you know what I'm saying. Now that I'm getting older and starting to curate my own identity as far as what I really want, it's not really
Right.
on nobody else's terms where I need to be. It's where I would rather be and what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's wonderfully said, you know what I'm saying? Like it's as you said before, it comes for the bane of the creative, right? When are we finally gonna it's that moment when you finally say, hey, I'm not popping off because my music or my art or my dance moves or my clothes or whatever have you, insert blank right here. Is it fire? It is fire, but as you said, you gotta understand it's a business. You gotta work to put yourselves in those rooms. You gotta research to put yourselves in those rooms. You
right,
gotta then work again to, work on the
show
research that
yourself
you just did
approved.
as well. You know what I'm saying? And then for you as a creative, right? What sort of highlights I would hope from your career thus far kind of keeps you going, right? Because on the flip side of that, when it finally does become a business, it can become very draining to create the art that you really
Right,
wanted to become a business in the
right.
first place. So, what sort of things have happened throughout your journey that keep you going and remind you that you're in the right place and making the right decision?
Having conversations what I feel like people are not necessarily to say people are my equal, but it's a difference between being applauded for your work from your family and friends versus people that you work closely with or people that you look up to. It hit a little different. So I said, yeah, like some influences, different artists that I done ran into or been in the same rooms with, and either or made relationships with currently now. It's like being able to have certain words of encouragement from them, especially knowing where they came from, whether producer, whether artist or songwriter. It's like, all right, I know you know what I'm saying? I know
Right.
what I'm supposed to be doing.
And then obviously you said a little bit earlier before, but do we have any other sneak peeks, anything left for us to look forward to before the end of the year? It's about to be 2024. So I hope that we're gonna have at least a Christmas present, a New Year miracle. What we got going on from Mr. Spaceship?
What a Christmas aspect of things right now, because I can't speak on too much.
Hey, I just need
It's still
enough.
some things. It's still some things under wrap, but I can say I'm gearing up to drop my drum kit. That's one thing for sure. I'm about to do that. It's gonna be like a little multi kit. So for the producer culture and things of that nature, they'll be able to have,
Is it
you
gonna
know.
drop? Obviously, sorry to interrupt you, but if you guys don't know, my boy Spaceship Shad does also have a broadcast channel on his Instagram page. Is this gonna be in the broadcast channel as well for the producers? Is this gonna drop a little? All right, so I just got two things for y'all people. I got two exclusives: the broadcast
It's
channel,
gonna
and
be
y'all
there.
about to get a beat pack before
It's
Christmas.
gonna be there. It's
You
gonna
see
be
how
there.
I work?
It's gonna be there. And like I said,
Hey,
I mean, I'm trying to see if I could spill just a little more of a surprise. Let me see.
good thing. You
I'm
know
gonna
it's
let
a
it wait.
good thing when
I'm
you
gonna let
got to
it
run
wait.
through the list.
I'm gonna let it
Congratulations,
wait. I'm
man.
gonna
I
let it
just gotta
wait.
say,
It's some good things
congratulations when you
happening
got a
though.
list. That's what I'm saying. That's a
It's
congratulations. That's a
yeah,
beautiful
bro.
sight to see. When a man
It's a good
don't
thing.
know which good thing he want to share first, that's good to see, my boy.
It's a few things, bro. But like I
Uh-huh.
said, it's gonna be one of them things where I feel like I just want to be able to show like, it's possible. And there's a lot of homies from the city as well that, whether they know it or not, I'm doing it for them too, because it's a lot of successful producers that's coming out of this area and we don't really get the love we supposed to. But once again, like I said, it's just understanding the business. And once you start to understand the business, then your marketing scheme become a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little bit sharper. So
Mm.
it's go time, bro. We about to turn the city up for sure.
Nah, and I love to see it. Honestly, like I said, only got congratulations for you, man. Been me doing my research. I was getting more and more proud as the more and more I was uncovering, you know what I'm saying? Just because
Yeah,
you've been in the game so long, you know what I'm saying? I'm 25, so we come from a very similar era of like music just in general, right? Of just where we are today from the producer, really being in the background to be in the forefront. Glad to see that you are one of the producers in the forefront right now, my boy.
Appreciate
Thank you
you.
for coming in and kicking with my boy. Thank you.
Appreciate you. For sure. For sure. Appreciate
Course,
you.
of course. And thank you guys for watching another amazing episode of Kickin' with Kachi. You can check out my boy Spaceship Shad at spaceship_shot on Instagram. Check out all that new music that he's about to drop when this interview drops, because we're going to come back and run it back again. You can check
No,
out
for
this
sure.
interview at the DC Voice on Instagram and YouTube. Once again, I'm your host, Kachi Analyst. Shad, thank you, my boy, for checking in. And I'm gonna get that
Uh,
PSN on the side so we can run that
I got
2K.
already.
Uh-huh.
Already.
All right.
Yes,
But yo,
sir,
we
bro.
out of here, my boy.
All right.